And that whole recording, I told him, I said, nigga, you can go ahead and record this and play this back. This ain't nothing that I wouldn't say to nobody else.
Right.
The problem is they a bunch of, this is the problem right here. Them motherfuckers is straight pussy. They're not going to say that shit to that person in private. They're not gonna say that.
I have been holding on to
crowd around them to do some shit
for a long ass time.
Niggas is
a long ass time, and you cannot sit up on a fucking chat or a panel and think that I'm gonna be cool with that shit. Motherfuckers, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck who that helped you take down another motherfucker. Them motherfuckers got my address. So if any motherfucking thing happened to me, y'all better know where it came from. Them motherfuckers paid for my address to get to Crenshaw. Crenshaw ain't even here no motherfucking more. Fuck this shit. Motherfuckers can't even say, oh, lovely, I'm sorry. No, they want to make it seem like it was my fault that Crenshaw was here. Niggas, fuck you, bitches. I will fuck you and every bitch up that you send to my address, hoes. I just want to know what the fuck you wanted my address for. Scandalous ass bitches can't even be real. And y'all believe in this shit. Fuck that shit. They done laughed. They done scandaled all of us. They talked about every last one of us over here. They took my information and they coming back over here acting like we're supposed to be cool with that shit. Bitches, fuck you. And I'm waiting on your asses in Cali, hoes. Straight up.
Come on,
waiting on your ass. Straight up. Fuck you.
Good morning and welcome to Monica Mo Justice. I'm not even going to say Mo knows this morning. I'm just going to say I woke up. I was awoken because this shit is just outrageous. I went to bed last night listening to, of all people, I was listening to Bombshells live. If you don't have a history lesson with me, I apologize to the new influencers and the new contributors and the new arrivals to my channel. I'm desperately working to advance myself into a different space where I've leave some of the past behind me. But for some reason, I'm interconnected with some bullshit that started here over a year ago when I discovered that some people on a spiritual basis didn't rock with my spirit. And I didn't have any idea what type of militias, and I didn't know how treacherous and how hateful one could get while saying that they were servants of the Lord. I wasn't accustomed to it. So when I got here and I got introduced to the folks that wore that type of hat, some shit broke out where I was supposed to be part of some. In the real world, we call it he says, she said. On the YouTube, they call it bone collectors and shit. I don't even know why I got into YouTube lingo. But in the real world, we just call it he said, she said. And these people, this woman actually tried to incorporate me in this. And I spoke up for myself, and I plan to always stand up for myself. In addition to that, her husband and her left church one day, was in a car driving off, talking mad shizzo about me. Shizzo meaning shit. But they was talking mad stuff in their car because I had bought a car. I had just got myself a car after walking for miles on the YouTube, after I fainted inside of a store because I had been exhausting myself from walking everywhere around New Jersey to get around. after I had been hit by a car and not supposed to be able to walk the distances that I was walking those distances. So one day my daughter got lost, got on the wrong bus on on a um, on a Sunday in Jersey and ended up somewhere, and she had to take an Uber home because we had no idea where she was at. And I woke up that Monday morning with my friend from YouTube, Miss Coleman, on the phone. I walked again miles to find me a car dealership to purchase a car because that's just how I'm built. Next thing I know, they on here making fun of everything that I do. I wasn't bringing YouTube anybody else's story but my own. And I had to get used to or become a company or become acquainted with the fact that whatever your story is, someone is going to make fun of it for their own content driven purposes. And I had to learn that and I had to get with the program about it. It's not my preference, but I understand that's how this shit works around here. So this morning I'm awoken to text messages, etc. And it seems like the other side, not sides, because I ain't fucking down with no sides about this time. I take a side, and let me explain that very clearly. When there's a dispute out there, there's either two wronged parties or there's a right and a wrong. And when it comes time for me to be standing on a side of anything, I normally choose I normally choose where I want to be in a situation. So with that being said, to make it really short, if I hear some stuff going on, I'll say, well, listen, I agree with this, I disagree with that. I agree with this, I disagree with that. And that is my right as a thinking being, as a freedom. That's a freedom. It's my right for choice. And it is your right to have choices too. Now, I will tell you, I am not. What is the matter, honey? Go with T. I'm not the type of person that condones fuckery. Okay, but I've watched people be manipulated by these people, but I've never been. And I've been very firm from the gate saying, I don't want to fuck with these people. I don't like this spirit. Period. End of story. But I continue to see people being broken down, strong Black women being broken down. And don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily have to uh like a woman to respect who that woman is. So I might not always seem like I'm on the side of that person or that I make the best of friends with that person. But as a woman, I have respect for other women. I have respect for other women's plights. I have respect for other women's drive. So I have a friend here, and I have very few friends here. I have a lot of influences that have transferred over into my real world. Honey Lott is one of those people. So I just want to set the record straight on a few things because I know there's a couple of people out here with their own narratives, and I can't make the situation any better. But my friend Honey Lott contacted me immediately after she did some shit. She answered somebody's question. And when she contacted me, I said, you shouldn't have done that. Fuck them. You shouldn't have done that. Fuck them. You should tell the other person that you did that. So I'm just going to clarify some stuff. And maybe I need to do it over on someplace else, but I don't feel like going in someplace Now I don't even know what the baseline of the conversation was because I woke up in the middle of it. But I will tell you what I heard thus far, and just want to clarify some things. Um, there are issues determining. So here's the thing: there was a woman on here. Her name was Crenshaw. Once upon a time, there was this young woman named Crenshaw, and she had some pictures taken of her while she was in a hangout that was distributed to another man. He's part of the Robin Sinners. And when he received the pictures, he held on to them for quite some time until there came a moment when they were angry with Crenshaw because she refused to go against the woman she was living with. And she was living with that person as a consequence of a temporary situation. It was temporary and it was emergency, and someone took her into her home. And the Robin Sinners got into it just became openly because they revealed that they sent this person some money. She was disappointed. She was very upset. I believe she was humiliated by the fact that they disclosed that, but she was also in a humble stance. She went on and she was allowing, or she had Miss Crenshaw living in her home. Because Miss Crenshaw, they put a video out, and I don't think people remember it. The Robin Sinners put a video out, and they was talking to a lovely one on one hand, and then I can't do these non-names. I'm telling a story and this is this is an account of events, so I must stand on it. So this is for educational purposes to explain to people why some people are just not healthy for you. So she was living in lovely one's house and or apartment, whatever she lives at. And they revealed some stuff about lovely one. She was upset. They said that while they were revealing the stuff about lovely one, that Crenshaw was secretly on the phone talking to them, still trying to break up relationships. That's all these people do. Anybody that you're close with, they try to break up relationships. That's it. So then they revealed that the person had so because Crenshaw didn't cringe or stoop or kneel or whatever to their liking, at some point they released this video was some nude, some pornographic nature. That's what it sounded like. I don't really know. I have never seen the pictures, but they were enough to make Crenshaw seek legal advice. And then some people called it revenge porn. However, the revenge porn person sent it to the next person, and he is the one who put it out on his stream, on his live stream. As a direct result of that, people went to sought some legal help, and they went and filed some charges. Because they were filing charges, the Robin Sinners got scared. And the reason why I know they got scared is because I too was approached by several people to help these motherfuckers. Now, feeling the way that I felt and listening to the lies that were being put about out here about jurisdictions and who could file what and this and that, I did come up here and make a live and say to folks that cybercrimes are extremely hard to prove. You have a jurisdiction issue. Sometimes you'll have, based on the laws and the way they're written, but they're evolving every day, which means they're changing quicker than we can have a speech on. You might have to file in the person's state So if someone in Tennessee fucks with you and does what they did from Tennessee, you might have to go straight to Tennessee. And there is something where if you had a relationship with somebody that already lives in Tennessee, you might be able to get them to file your claim in Tennessee because then you're building domicile. But you know, I didn't come up in here with all the legal terminology, but I came up and I said some things, and then you heard the Robin Sinners thank me. And I ain't feel too good about that part. Because I didn't put that part out there, and I'm using YouTube lingo, to benefit them. I was putting that part out there to ensure that people file in the right jurisdiction so they could get the right resolve when it comes down to some of this shit. So I realized that sometimes when I speak, it influences, assists some other party. Anywho, during which time, because we were talking about jurisdictions across platforms. And I was on other shows that people were giving them information as well, was chummy with them as well. You understand? Other alleged paralegals out here. Everybody thought they knew the answers. So everybody was pitching in with feedback. In the interim, my good friend Honey Lott was I guess because I helped out or whatever, the Robinsoners decided that they were going to have a live and go nice on me and be like, Monica, here's your daughter, but we got these stuff from Crenshaw, just so that you know. When I know that I heard all along that they got the shit directly from World News. This is based on their shit they put out here. Oh, I got the information from this person. And then it kept evolving and it kept changing. And finally, they were like, I got the information from Crenshaw. And I was like, I don't give a fuck who you got the information from. Do not put my daughter's picture up here. And they said, they clicked on the picture and let you see the picture. So then my daughter had to handle her business because she's not a part of YouTube. And she did via her good mama. Moving along, they sent, so on their live, they said, Monica, we're going to send you all an email with all the stuff that Crenshaw sent me. So I said, okay, I'll wait till I see it. They never sent me an email. Instead, they reached out to my friend Honey Lott and they sent Honey Lott something that looked like a screenshot that Honey Lott sent me. And she was like, hey, Monica, this is what the Robinsoners have. And this is what, in a good faith. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Do not get yourself in the middle of these people. They are trifling. Oh my God, do not do that, Honey Lott. I was so upset. I wasn't upset that I was upset. I'm not even gonna lie. I was very upset. I was upset that she was allowing herself to be manipulated. I said, if they said they was gonna send me something, they should have sent it to me. Why are they talking to you? What do they want from you? And then it came out. A couple of days later, she's like, I had a conversation with them. They're very upset about what's going on. They need to know which courthouse to go in, etc., etc. She said they asked me I was giving them a zip code, but they wanted something more specific. And the rest is Honey Lott's story to tell. But I can only tell you what she told me. And what I told her was that she needs to reach out to the person and tell them what she gave the other people. Period. End of story. Eventually, she did it. But that's just how I roll. So I heard a few things. I played the I played what I was listening to before I came up here in the live. What I honestly believe, Honey Lot, is I believe that I believe that Lovely One knows you just didn't voluntarily give these people her address, but I know that she's actually hurt that that even transpired. And she expressed herself very clear this morning because there is a sense of fear that one would have. I'm going to tell you, I live in Manhattan and I'm doing everything to get the fuck out of Manhattan because I live in a busy thoroughfare. I'm living in Harlem, in the heart of Harlem. And there's a fear. These people put my address out here. I had somebody confront me outside that I've never seen again. So anything could occur from this YouTube. So I understand that woman's anger, hurt. Now I don't know if there was any resolve since I left there, but I wanted to speak about my friend Honey Lot. From just my own, from the bottom of my heart, where I'm at in it. That's the shit that has me upset this morning. And they said they didn't ask for the address. That's a lie. That's all they wanted was the address. They was down with Miss Rod and La. They could have always got the address. They had other means of getting that address. Then Smarty Pants is up there this morning and she gonna say, the wife, well, I got the address from the reports that was filed on us that the lawyer got. If these motherfuckers had a lawyer, and this is just common fucking sense, when Reckless came out and gave the whole world Crenshaw's case number, and I, who was at work at the time, even caught the case number. And as soon as I went to lunch on my personal phone, I went outside to find out the status of that case from my personal phone. And I found out that the case was, I don't want to say dismissed, but I think it was dismissed. I sent the information to Reckless because I was like, oh shit, you're putting out stuff and this is already closed. And I won't reveal anything else that we exchange about that other than me saying that I made him aware because he put it out on his live and I thought it might come back to haunt him because he was putting out that information and it had a drastic change. And I believe if the story presents itself properly, I think that Reckless went out and corrected what he put out there based on what was discovered. So that again is a case of the information you have at the time and the information as it evolves. So based on the information he put out one moment, we found out something different. He ended up putting out modified information thereafter. Anyone want to judge Honey Lot, they could judge her, but that's my friend and I'm still going to rock with her. And I don't believe she did anything with malicious intent. Naivete is always first go round with a lot of stuff. It's unfortunate that we do have a naivete out here, but I have no reason to not believe her. And the only reason why I stand firm on it is because I know when I was made aware of things a long time ago, when it actually took place in the present. So I'm saying all of this because I don't want people to have been over there watching it and flood me this morning talking about watch out for Honey Lott. Why there's a lot of you folks I should be watching out for, and I don't. I see some big things in a community, and this is what I'm gonna stand firm on. I think in if they want to say the KJ community, every content producer, every subscriber that's mutual. You will not find solace, peace with the Robin Centers. So one can say, oh, this is not my beef today. And I get that. You'll always have to be watching out for where you stand. Now I know people, they be like, oh, them people don't want to talk about you. I know them people don't want to talk about me because I don't want them talking about me either. So I try to give them no reason to talk about me. But one thing I will say, if anyone, in y'all words, I'm not even going to say come for me. I'm just going to continue to say, I stand on my truth and I give you my perspective on events. And this is what this has been. My perspective on my friend, my perspective on the events that have led up to this. But one thing that I'm seeing for certain within the whole sector, because people want to say it's black sector, but the K unit, my anecdotals, show that you're a thriving group of people. I would say that most of you guys are family. Y'all either cousin like. The bottom line is y'all all like getting together. You're one big happy family. There are some things that come in to divide you. There used to be a saying, the things that divide us is not as strong as the things that bring us together. And that's what I see with you guys. So shout out to Gears for having a platform that allow people to express themselves. Shout out to still, people that are bringing people together and building people up. I still see that in P. Smith with the folks around her and the efforts that she does to support to support the people around her, to really embrace growth. I know, and not y'all being the names that I mentioned. I know people want to incorporate the Robin Centers in their life. Some things, when you got a rotten apple, it's not always good to put it inside the barrel with the rest of the apples, as they are growing. Unfortunately, there are some people you have to leave behind. All they do is leech on to other people's relationships and hoping they can fit in. If they could thrive on their own, they would not be looking to be part of anybody's established grouping. They would stand on their own and be in their own lane. And the fact that they cannot do that is ridiculous. It lets you know they have no foundation in the Lord. There is no higher being that is actually supporting their, we say fuckery here, but I say their demonic, destructive behavior. Mental health is rampant throughout this. But at the end of the day, these people mean none of the body as a whole any well. Now, I'll continue to stay over here in my lane, but I do stand for my friends. Good morning, Dream Sensation, Miss Washington. I saw Honey Lot in here, and I saw Wonderful come in here. I know the rest of the world is over on the other side of town, and my goal this morning was not to piggyback on anybody's issues. It was to stand up for my friend, or to give y'all some explanation into my friend's actions and why I still stand firm behind her. Now I see she over there in this other chat. Let me see what they talking about.
And your bitch ass nigga, punk ass bitch. You don't know who the fuck you fucking with. God damn it. You damn motherfucking right. I'm hotter than motherfucking fish grease.
That's a
and
fact.
I'm hotter than a
motherfucker. Real
motherfucker.
shit. That's a fact.
Right, that's
The
understandable.
motherfucker sat up there and had a whole live conversation with a nigga on some cool shit, and then the next day they played the lie. They tried to air my shit out. Like I got something to hide.
Been a long motherfucking time. They done got that shit from Honey Lot. Because Honey Lot was here. We was cool. Then they got that shit from wherever, Google search, and another bitch. And all because they looked for Crenshaw. They done been found Crenshaw. But they wanted my motherfucking address for a reason. Well, I tell you, you motherfuckers, bring your ass here if you want to, bitches. That's a motherfucking fact. And you can't call a motherfucker and say nothing about nobody that loves me, bitches. Kiss my motherfucking asses, hoes. Come straight to Cali, bitch. Come straight to fucking Cali, ho. You don't get to know my information, bitches. You bitch ass, country ass, bumpkin ass bitches. Fuck you. I will never fuck with you. And I need you bitches to understand that shit. You motherfucking dumbass bitches. You and your man, bitch. Fuck up out of here. I will always get up on that ass. You done lost your monkey ass motherfucking mind messing with me, my address, and what the fuck is going on with me? Bring your ass. Talking all that bullshit. Bring your ass, bring them bitches, bring them niggas. You gonna get fucked up. Straight up. Now with this shit, and can't nobody tell me I should and should not talk to them motherfuckers. Fuck them. Fuck them. They looked me up trying to get to her. Fuck that shit. And they still got my fucking information. They can still put my shit out. And don't you think they can't do yours? Motherfuckers is crazy.
And she made a point. The only reason why people are overly concerned that these people are doing these kind of doxing mechanisms is because they have a track record or a proven criminal history of impersonations. And that's very important to understand. The Robinsoners have a long, extensive criminal record of impersonations. And when somebody brought that to light and really sat down on her live and described it and gave it to you piece by piece and play by play, the next thing you know, I'm watching her last night explain why she's taking a step back or taking a moment back because they've went into her personal life to affix themselves to her situations and make her lifestyle and make stuff with the people she loves to start confusion. One thing that has been a consistent pattern with these people is that they do everything to cause and destruct. They do nothing. Their construct is deconstructing. It's breaking down people, not building anything up. If they want to build something up, I encourage them to go back to their faith ministries and to work on building up their faith ministries. But they know that you cannot build a ministry on these type of lies. Anyway, I'm profoundly feeling hurt for the people engaged in all of this. All the characters. Anyway, this is Mo. I've got to go. Oh, one other thing. But what they've managed to do, they may not be able to build up a community with them included, but they damn sure have a way to make other people who would not rock with each other have a great regard of respect for the other folks. That is certain. As always, my heart, mind, and soul is with everybody here, and hoping that we can get to a better place. I'm ready when you are, baby girl. We going for breakfast? Oh, gotta go. And that's it. This is Mo, and I'm out the door.